Can you reach the finals? Now, aside from the fact that the finals trailers are pretty much the only trailers where the raw gameplay in them actually look like cinematic gameplay, I will say that if you asked me about a year ago if the finals was going to be one of the most creative and engaging FPS games on the market, I probably would have said yes, like most of us would have. But there were a lot of gamers who thought that this game would have been dead within a few months, and others who thought it would have been up there with the big dogs of FPS gaming. Now, whilst both sides of the coin are right, there is something that wasn't talked about. Yes, the finals hasn't exactly managed to pull the numbers it did on its release or even during its first season. However, even now, till this day, the game still struggles to hold up the numbers that it once used to pull. But if there is one thing that absolutely cannot be denied whatsoever, it's the fact that this game probably has one of the most loyal communities I have ever seen. Literally the equivalent of the Titanfall 2 community hoping and praying for a Titanfall 3 8 years later, bruh. It may not have the biggest community compared to other massive giants like Fortnite in the space, but one thing it sure as hell does have is consistency. Players who are dedicated and loyal to the game. And the reasons for that are extremely simple. The gameplay.
Socialites are defending hard and has. Are you messing with this room?
There seems to be.
Are you ready for something else? We are fearless, and we are here to change you.
Now, of course, we all know one of the reasons why people even play the finals to actually begin with. I mean, who doesn't love an FPS where you can use a rocket launcher to demolish a massive building, a goo gun to create flank points and block off enemy pain points, a damn sword with the dash ability to absolutely ghost runner your way through the entire arena.
He's really good with that sword, actually.
Or even better.
Well, shit, I thought you would never ask. The new M134 minigun, probably one of the best additions to the entire game, gives you the absolute power and destruction to rain shit hell all upon your enemies all over the goddamn battlefield. It's quite simple to use, fellas. You just point, shoot, and you'll see your enemies in the next life.
If there's one thing that this game does right, it's the class system that comes within it. From the light, medium, and heavy class, each one embodies their own feel to them, their own playstyle, as well as their own movement, which actually goes even more deeper than just classes. You see, each class has their own weapons and loadouts, which can be categorized into even smaller subclasses, which allows you to get even more creative with the way you actually choose to play this game. It's not just the weapons that impact the environment around you, it's the abilities as well. They completely change the pace of the fight, the stakes that are on the line, and completely determine what your playstyle is actually gonna be. For instance, the medium class can be a lifeline for you and your team, providing heals, reses, and using the defib to get your teammates back up. But at the same time, you can customize the class to hold down a position with a sentry turret as well, bro. The light class can become an octane speed drug addict with huge movement potential, or you can even decide to play Titanfall 3 in the game, equip a grapple hook, and become a stealth ninja with the invisibility and kill everyone with a damn sword. The heavy class is, well, simply put, the weapons are wacky and weird, they're diverse, you may not even know which to use sometimes. The movement is fun and energetic, and God forbid any new player becomes addicted to being a light main, because now you have the power in your hands to become one of the most annoying players in the whole arena. But if there's one thing that every single finals player can mutually agree upon, it's that this game carries a sense of nostalgia that can only be found within Battlefield. I'm sure we've all seen the connection between Battlefield's destruction and the final's destruction. And the reason for that is simple, and I'm sure we all know why, and it's because the same people that developed Battlefield since day one are the exact same people who developed the finals. You can see it in not just the destruction, but also in the adrenaline-filled shootouts, the gorgeous art and the setting of each map, the creativity, and also the damn music. The fact that everything in this game resembles realistic destructive mechanics is literally the result of a dev team that actually gives a shit about making a good game and not just making good profit. Every single building, every single wall, every single little object that can be broken down into pieces of what it used to be. In fact, the multi-layered server-sided level destruction tech, which actually allows this level of destruction in the game, is actually still very new, and it is a lot harder to implement into newer video games than people actually think. Mbug Studios is a smaller studio compared to another studio like Respawn, so the fact that this is even being implemented by this dev team on this scale is a huge green flag and shows just how much skill it actually takes to make something like this possible. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, bruh. The last time I played this game was when the first season came out, and you can see that from the last videos that I've made about it over a year ago. I have less than 20 hours on this game, so I'm pretty much still a beginner. However, I am currently making a video about my experience playing the finals for the first time as a complete beginner, and if that's something you want to see, fuck the subscribe button. Now, as much as the finals is a good game, there of course have been some downsides with the new season that just recently dropped. I mean, for instance, the new game mode that was added, TDM, replaced Banquet, and a lot of OGs had a problem with this because if we're being completely honest with ourselves, TDM is a super generic game mode that you can find in quite literally any single online multiplayer FPS game out there. And compared to Banquet's cash out focused mayhem, TDM was okay. But it gets even more confusing, bruh, because they just added a few new weapons, but the biggest highlight is the new minigun. Now, don't get me wrong, the minigun is an absolute force to be reckoned with, but my goodness, does this thing make you move slower than Joe Biden trying to come up with a damn sentence?
With the COVID, with dealing with everything we had to do with, look, if
But the upside is that this thing is easily one of the most underrated, most powerful weapons in the entire game. Now, a lot of people are also really unhappy with the fact that they didn't add a new map and they just kind of revamped the old Las Vegas map. However, back in season 1, I do remember the Las Vegas map, and I think the direction that they currently took with the new Las Vegas map revamp is a huge W. It's pretty similar to the stuff that Apex does when there's a new town takeover. Not that we've had one of those in years, but you know what? It's okay. They also just added in a brand new sponsor, Alpha Acta, which by the way has some of the coolest unlockable rewards just under what you can unlock for Spews. But anyway, chaps, that's pretty much all I have for you in today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed all of the degeneracy and you know, weird shit that went down in this video. Don't forget to join the Discord, bro. I will leave a link down in the description for you, okay? I want every single one of you who joins to post the best clip that you have from the finals, Apex Legends, Titanfall, whatever game that you play. There is a channel for you. Brag about your skills, talk about the new updates, update everyone with news that you just saw, engage. It's a community. If you guys would also like to interact with me on a bit more of a personal level, you can go ahead, follow me on Twitter. I mostly only use Twitter/X, if you will, so I will leave a link down in the description for that too. And also, don't forget to stay tuned because I am making a video about my experience playing the finals for the first time after a year as a complete beginner. So of course, with that being said, thank you so much for watching once again. Don't forget to subscribe, okay? And I will see all of you in the next video, You have a good day now. Bye bye.